Gladiators, welcome to this episode where I'm super excited to be interviewing this incredible young gladiator. I've met him for the first time, but I read his story. Stallone Shaikh, welcome to the arena.
Thank you.
I'm so looking forward to sharing your story with our audience, and I know it will inspire millions out there. So welcome to the arena.
Thank you. Thank you, Darius.
Tell me, you run a company now, and tell me about the name of your company, what services it entails, how many staff you have, where are you based, and then we can go backwards in time, see how you got to where you are today.
Sure. I run 6 companies around the world, starting with Alliance Street Consultancy, which helps digital entrepreneurs legally save taxes by moving their home base to the UAE. There are a lot of other consultants out there, but it's very important for people moving or setting up their business in the UAE to know the right laws and to avoid taxes legally by, I would say, abiding by the rules. So that's what we do. Other than that, that's what we do with the consultancy firm. From company setup, your visa processes, bank accounts, which we specialize in, as I have spent 17 years in banking. And other than that, we've also established our own accounting firm, which also advises on taxes, corporate taxes in the UAE, globally, internationally. We also have our own mortgage department. We also do factoring invoices, business loans, FinTech loans. That's the third company. We also have our own cargo division that we do a lot of imports and exports in and out of UAE. I would say we use on behalf of your clients, on behalf of our clients, yes. So about 30% of the manufactured perfumes in the UAE, I would say we are exporting it to the US and Europe. And these are local homegrown perfumes. It's widely used out there. We also have our own accounting firm in the UK. We also, because, UK is majority of times that are moving into the UAE, and a small, I would say recently started farming setup in Goa. So yes, these are different countries we run.
Farming. So if I want to invest in farming, I had olive trees in Georgia, because it's fertile land and olive oil is doing really well.
Yes.
So do you take money for the investors to invest in your farming and go, or is it your own personal?
It's my own personal. Tell me about. Well, it all started with my dad's hobby of breeding goats, and he wanted to make it commercial. And my friend Shokeen, he has land out in Goa, ancestral land which wasn't used. So because my dad had such a big passion of doing this, I said, let's make it commercial and take it bigger. So I partnered up with my friend Shokeen, and he had his own personal experience from childhood in poultry farming. So I said, let's combine these two together. And as an investor, I have invested the entire capital that is required to buy the cattle and everything. And now they're putting in processes on how to actually grow them, breed them, and so on.
So you're going to be selling meat, milk, eggs?
Yes.
To the local market? Or
to the local market right now, as it's just a startup. But eventually, the plan is to grow it big.
Oh, congratulations. I'm really happy for you.
Yes.
Proud of you. So I actually do lots of business. Last year, I was going to do a talk for Nomads Festival in Portugal.
Right.
But unfortunately, it clashed with another speaking gig. I couldn't make it. Before dealing with them, I always thought nomads had no money. I was thinking these people are like hippies going around with no money. You saw a niche there, didn't you?
Yes.
And tell me about it, because they have money, right?
Yes.
So there is a market for servicing nomads.
Absolutely.
And second question is, I have lots of people come to me saying, I can't get my visa or a bank account open because I need to live in UAE.
Yes.
So could you kindly educate me about nomads? And there's thousands of them listening to this now who want to know, how can they open up a bank account? One of them being my sister, right? She's in this predicament right now.
Yes.
And I'm opening up a bank account for her under my name. She's really inconvenient.
Right.
So help.
Sure. First of all, who are the digital nomads? People who are currently, with the onset of digital economy everywhere. We have people who are consultants, coaches, traders, everyone who can work with a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection anywhere in the world. These are the digital nomads of today. And with the travel industry and technology being so vast, people can live from anywhere and work from anywhere in the world. And that's how this digital nomad economy is growing. And digital marketing agencies or coaches or even traders are making money from anywhere in the world. And now, because these people, they do not know where to go and how to invest their money, or what is the right place for them to be. That's exactly where we come in.
And there is a saying which says, go where you're treated best.
And that's why these people are leaving their home bases in search of different locations where they can still work and earn and have the best of life.
So they would still have to live in Dubai, or not necessarily?
Not necessarily. So Dubai has very easy rules, I would say. For example, in order to be a tax resident of a home country, you need to be living there for 183 days throughout the year. But in the UAE, if you meet the right, I would say, documentation and the right criteria, you can get a tax residency in the UAE within 90 days only. Now, that leaves you the rest of the year to travel around the world. So this is, I would say, the loophole or the right legal structure that people can utilize to live anywhere in the world that they feel best, and utilize the 90-day structure in the UAE to get the official tax
residency. Of course, you need to have the right documentation and the right criteria to meet that 90 days tax residency certificate. And once you have that, that's when you can prove to your own country that you're not living there for 183 days.
Which means you're not a tax resident there legally, and you're actually a tax resident of the UAE or Dubai. And that's how you can avoid paying taxes back home.
Apart from the US?
Apart from the US, of course.
The US is the only one you pay taxes everywhere you go.
Yes.
And how long does this process take? Somebody approaches you and you set all this up, and they got a bank account, a visa. Yes. How does it? Can you open up a bank account without visa?
Yes, you can. Yes.
How does that work? Do you mind me asking?
Well, it's quite simple. I mean, you just can walk into any branch. You need to show your source of funds, where you're actually earning your money from, your passport copy, and that's about it.
You don't need residency. You don't need
residency. Wow. Most banks in the UAE are allowed to open non-resident accounts.
Can you do that for your clients?
Yes.
Do people know about you?
Well, because you started as word of mouth, right? Yes. But now you've scaled.
People just keep spreading. We've started digital marketing less than a year ago. I mean, I would say less than a year ago. And the very first client, Wayne Malcolm, he's called the business bishop, and he is the one
who actually inspired me to write the book. So we can definitely talk about this later. But what happens is, book's written. Yes. Where was it at? April. What's it called? Dubai Dreams and Tax-Free Schemes. Yeah. So he was our first digital client. Okay. Now, the story behind it. Now, this is the first time I'm going online to an unknown person in less than a year ago. With the first call, he liked everything that he heard, and he bought into Alliance Street and the company in the UAE.
The next thing, he comes to the UAE, he sees the opportunities in this country, something that he didn't have back home. And of course, the taxation is one part, but other than that, Dubai has a lot to offer. The networking opportunities and everything else around it, the growth economy, everything that you can
from this country. First, we established his company. We took care of his visas, bank accounts, everything was done in less than 30 days. During this time, he saw everything around, and he went back home and he decided that he wants to move to the UAE. He came back in December, so it started in June, and he came back again in December, and he said, I'm looking for places to live. And knowing him, what he does and what he wanted, we showed him what places around. But because he's a bishop, I invited him into our home to bless our apartment. And when he saw what it was living in the War of One, he was completely sold out with that. And today he's our neighbor. So this is how I like building connections with people. And it's not about just selling a company. It's about the whole journey that I can help you through, because I've spent almost 12, 13 years in this country. I've built connections in various different places. And it's about building that long-term relationship, helping you in your business grow with everything that I can offer. So this is what Alliance Street is all about. And coming back to the digital nomad. So this is the first person when I can tell you the digital nomad comes from, because he's a business coach. He serves clients in the UK, US, South Africa, and part-time bishop. Yes. No, so he's now a part-time bishop, but he used to, run congregation with 10,000 members in the UK.
Wow.
Yes.
It's amazing a Christian bishop comes to set up and living in Dubai. Because a lot of people I'm sure you speak to and I speak to, they say, right, it's an Islamic country. Can I wear this? Can I do this? So he's welcome, isn't he? He's totally welcome in Dubai being a practicing Christian bishop.
Absolutely, he is. And, it's a multicultural country. And these are the myths that, the Western world has about Dubai. There is a particular chapter that I have written on this particular topic for people in the West to learn. Because I'll tell you a little story. So we established a business for another client of ours, and they loved our services so much, and they sent their daughter, who lives in Monaco, to learn what we do. And she told me that her friends had heard so many worse things about Dubai. That, you can't just walk down the streets, you can't walk with a man, and all of those kind of things. And when she comes here, she sees that it's a completely different world. She felt more safer walking down Business Way in the middle of the night than she got back home. Ever. Exactly. And it's not just something that I would say I have personally experienced, but I hear it from my clients, and they are not that. It's completely different story, what people tell them back home to what it is in reality. So yes, Dubai is a multicultural country. There are more than 200 nationalities living here, different faiths, and
There's churches here,
you have everything, churches, mosques, gurdwaras, everything. And it's open to everyone for business and for better lifestyle.
When I was reading your story is quite similar to mine. You were born in India.
Yes.
And you lost your mom at age 6.
Yes.
And how was that? Did you have siblings?
Yes, I do now, but it was initially me and my sister.
Older or younger?
She was younger. So when I was 6, my mom passed away.
It is a difficult part of my life when that happened. I've seen it through my eyes, what happened, and completely changed everything for me back then. After losing my mother, I moved to Goa
To live with my dad's family, and then he remarried.
You don't have any half sisters or brothers?
I do have 2 stepsisters. One of them is in Mumbai and one of them is in Mumbai. Yes, so that's when he started a small business of his own into trucking. But within a month, or I think 45 days from when it started, the truck got dropped. He had put all of his savings and his gratuity into this business, and we had no means of income after that. Now this is where the financial downfall started for us. When I was 13, probably 2-3 months after he's moved out of his shipping job, we fell straight into poverty. It was difficult. We didn't know whether we could afford the next meal or how we could pay for my education.
The business failed?
Yes, this business.
At a young age of 13, 14, you've seen not much happiness, right?
Yes. And during those 13, 14 and 15 years of age, that's when things went absolutely haywire for us. Financially, it was even difficult for me to get my midday meal during my school hours. I would let that my friends' mercy sometimes. I would just hang out with people who could give me a snack or something, because you too tend to get hungry during the day and they didn't have money for it.
Did your peer group look at you differently when they felt you were poor? Did you feel that, or everybody treats you as though it's not?
I'm glad to say that, my friends were really nice. I never had anyone look at me poorly because they were really well-to-do and we had a really good connection. So I am glad to say that I didn't feel something like that. But yes, father did everything he could to keep things smooth and going, even though he did have completely shuttered through his business and no money. He would always borrow or do anything that it could to keep us afloat. About 3 to 4 years passed by. I completed my education, some paid for everything. Yeah, this is where I moved to Mumbai. And my elder brother was working in a call center when I met him back in Goa, because he was living in Mumbai and he came to Goa for a short while and he told me what he was doing. That's when I felt that, joining a call center in Mumbai would be my easiest way out of where I was. And this is when I started at the age of 17. I was doing debt consolidation at that time, the first job. And I was working with people in the US, working in Mumbai, helping them consolidate garrets.
Wow. And when I was reading your story, you're very value-driven. Okay. Tell me about those values, please, that you share. Because when you scale, it's hard to keep that values going. And My motto is hire slow, fire fast. Because as you scale, there's only so many family members, right? Yes. And then we have systems in place, and I could be too sensitive, but I'm so value driven. I don't want anything but that in my circle.
Does that make sense? So how do you operate to keep those values going? Yeah, what are those values?
The very first thing for me is building lifelong engaged relationships. It is the essence of everything that we do in any part of business. This is the first thing that I want my people to know, that it's not just a customer. It is a relationship that you're handling. It's something that is a core of us. Other than that, of course, we need the right skill set to have in different places. For example, we need the right accounting team, sort the accounts. For the banking segment, we have ex-bankers, and I would say one of my mentor who's joining me now, leaving the bank in my journey. And he was long who taught me how to even do banking when I joined in the UAE as a business relationship manager. So these are the people that I hire whom I know have proven track record in their field. That is the number one place that we go when we start hiring, but more to do with the culture of that we have built in the organization. For example, there was an employee of mine who started from a very bad place in his ex-organization, and he was working 12 hours shifts and not even getting paid properly or no appreciation at all. But today he has groomed himself and changed himself so much that he is the finance manager of the entire company in less than a year.
At the same time, for a few weeks or months, you had pain with it, right? Yes. Because he was bringing all into your organization. Yes. People like we don't have the patience. What you did, you had the patience, you invested. And tell me about how did you get him out of that hole it was in? What is a sister? Can you need him to support you as well?
Yes. So I think this has more to do with my wife, Pranay. She's doing that. Yeah. She's the one who does all the emotional support with the team. For me, I always focus on my work in terms of growing the business and everything. But of course, they do come to me as in when they want to learn something. I would say for me, it's been of a motivation, or I'm a motivation speaker in my own team every time, trying to grow them out of their thing. So why not?
To be limited beliefs, right?
Exactly. For example, when Osama was going through his part in life, we were the one to support him during the labor cases that he was running, and moral support, especially to Nurel and of course me as well, to make sure that we are there with him through his journey, because it was a hard time for him to even comprehend these kind of things. And he was also new into the UAE, working in his ex-organization, and he had barely even done anything than just work. But now I would say he has a more fulfilling lifestyle and fulfilling life and work, both balanced together, because he's come out of that and now he looks forward to growing himself to, I would say, the CEO of the company. And I welcome him in his endeavor, because he is the support that I have to grow everything along with us together. It's beautiful.
How do you recruit?
I will tell you a bit about what we are today, right? So the company that we have today is mostly with family. We have around 20-25 people in the team, but I would say 6-7 are family members. Because when I grew up, these were the people who helped me grow up. And especially my Aunt Julie, she really supported me during those bad days. She was the one who brought me into the UAT and helped me with the job. But today, the cargo business that we run, she is part owner of it. We run the business together.
How do you make sure we keep our family values?
I always look for how it could be a culture fit for us to grow together. I'm looking for people, not employees rather. I'm looking for business partners to work together and grow together. My personal ambition and goal is to make every employee and every family member of mine a millionaire. This is what I'm working towards. And I have no employees, I would say. For me, it's all business partners that I work with. I want them to be on their own, to grow on their own, and I'm happy to always support in any endeavor that they have to grow themselves. In fact, something that I should say, I bought 5 of my employees to the Gladiator Summit because I wanted.
And there you came. Came to the last one in the business. Oh, they're easy.
I was inspired to everything that I've been through those 3 days, and it was a life-changing event for me. And so for what do you think? For my employees too. It did give them a complete energy after they went back and the next Monday we started work. People were completely energized to achieve more. And one of my employees even has the golden ticket on his desk right now. Yes.
Amazing. So you hire ambitious people?
Yes.
You keep them motivated doing the seminars like the Gladiator Summit?
Yes.
We're going to talk about this offline. I'm planning another one and I'll get you some VIP tickets. And how often do you do motivational talks to your team? Daily, weekly, monthly?
Monthly, I would say. So every time they come into me with something like an error that has happened, with something that went wrong. For me, it's not about just scolding them and telling them that this is what went wrong and you will be fired or something like that. No. For me, it's about that these are your shortcomings. This is how you can fulfill them. This is what you need to learn. And since I read a lot of books, I always recommend them books to listen to that can help them overcome those challenges. This is how I try to motivate them and get them out of where they are to a different level that I think elevates them and elevates the whole company together.
Beautiful. We have a library here.
Yes.
Not enough mice that read the books. You just sit in there gathering dust, but the books are read.
Yeah.
What are your top 3 books you recommend for motivation and inspiration?
When I left my job with Mashruq Bank, my wife and I, we went to Maldives. And that's when I've read the first book of my life. This was in 2022, August. It was Rich Dad Poor Dad. Yes. And I have implemented all the principles that I could learn in that book in my life. And I would say that was a stepping stone to my success. That's the first book I would recommend anybody to read. But if someone was trying to grow a business, then it would be E-Myth by Michael E. Gerber.
Michael Gerber, I know him. This is 90 now, about 90 years old. Yeah. Wow. I have his mobile number. So.
And Beyond Entrepreneurship. These are some books that I am inspired by while growing business. And first, when I was starting out, it wasn't where I am today. So I needed to learn more about how money works and how you could take yourself from where you are to the next level. And I think these are the books that are great, that has helped me grow the business and grow myself personally.
It's beautiful. And how many books do you read now?
I've agreed at his 2 books a month. And I also have this app called Smarty Me, which gives me like 30 minutes of short read.
Abbreviates every weekend, yes.
So I do that probably 20 minutes every day. Other than the audiobooks that I listen to during the workout that I have, I also read Smarty Me, which gives me those small
workouts.
Yeah.
How often do you work? Yeah.
I would say 5 to 6 times a week.
You have a personal trainer or you do it by yourself?
I do it by myself.
Wow. So you're driven, you're disciplined.
Yes.
Always been all your life.
I would say so, but throughout the later stage of my life, after 25, when I decided to take my life to the next level. So I was always a relationship manager. I was good at what I did, but around 26, 27, I decided that I wanted more out life. And that is when I started doing my MBA in finance, and that is when I had to change my lifestyle. Before that, I was more of a party goer. I loved dancing, so I would go to dance quite often. But after that, I decided that I would change my routine. So that's when I started working out in the morning, then reading books. And
so what are your goals? Because the audience are listening thinking, how old is he? Because you say later on, like, you're only 35.
yes.
Yeah. To me, you're half my age. So you're still a baby, right? What are your goals?
This year, I'm planning to achieve 10x of my business of what I had last year. This is my personal goal with the business, but I would say to cycle it in such a way that it is all automated. So I could now focus more on the personal life that I have. And that is what I'm trying to achieve right now. Beyond that, for me, it will be more to move away from the day-to-day business and speaking to people more and trying to motivate them on achieving more in life. Because the principles, are the same for everybody. You need your mindset. You need to work towards implementing new goals in your life and learn new things in your life. And if you do the exact same things, the exact same results can be achieved.
You've seen that everywhere.
I have.
And you're a walking, talking, yes, example.
Exactly.
So the 10x of your business gives you the freedom in your personal life.
Yes.
Hands-on, you talk about systemizing, because I'm a bigger picture thinker, right? I'm not very good with detail. And you're such a young age. How do you know how to systemize? How do you know what softwares to get? Or do you have a vision of how you see it systemized and then you go backwards? Or do you hire people to say, look, I want to systemize, put anything in?
No. First, I get the idea from these books that I listen to. When I get the idea, so I'll tell you how my day works. For example, I start with around 5:30 a.m. By 6:30, I'm in the gym. During this 1 hour, 10 minutes of workout, I'm listening to group. Now, whatever I register, whatever I think is the best thing to do in business, in life, when I come back, I talk to my wife about it. So then we note down those things. And a very important app my business post taught me was Speak app. When we talk, I record everything. It gives me a detailed summary of everything that we have discussed. I go back to the office and we see what can be implemented immediately. And I talk to my team that this is what we need to do going forward. And that's how we implement systems, or we implement new ideas in the business to grow or automate something.
It's amazing. And how often do you do this? Daily?
Yes, it.
That's amazing. So you're constantly driving, constantly pushing, constantly driving. And what if people don't actually see that share the vision? Because often people don't, right? That's what makes you a leader. How do you get them to, you see it and you see in their eyes they don't believe in the vision? How do you turn around?
Everything that I do is a teamwork and a win-win situation for everyone. When I want to achieve something, the way I put it across is, this is what we want to achieve together. It's always a teamwork. So the team that I work with always sees something in it for them and how they can grow, or what will they achieve by achieving their goal. So this is the first way I put it across tonight.
Is it always monetary?
It's not always monetary. It's sometimes something I learned in the MBA, that not always people at different stages of life want monetary. Someone needs a reputation, someone
Respect, they want to be heard, flexibility.
Exactly. And everyone has a different need at different stage of life. Because I work with my team so close, I know what everyone is looking for in their life. And this is how I put them across to make sure that they know what they're working towards and what are the goals that they will achieve together as a team.
That's beautiful. The app's CRM's in place?
Yes.
Okay, so when at any touch points, that's registered.
Yes.
And their callbacks are systemized, so the system reminds you to call people. Wow, that's amazing. When did you start doing that? Not at the beginning.
Oh, I think I will say about the year now. So since then, June, when we started our marketing campaign, that's when I started even implemented systems in place, everything. And we use a lot of AI to even enhance a lot of the work that we do.
Beautiful, because a lot of you could easily take the money out for yourself, but a lot of it you put back in the business.
Yes.
So it needs a lot of discipline for a young person, because you still dance.
Yes.
You do find time to dance and go and have fun.
Yes.
That's good.
So this is exactly what I did in terms of when I first started, for example. I started when I left the job, commercial bank. The very first day I worked for myself on September 1st of August 2022, I made the entire money in one day on sales. Now, so fast forward a month, it was 10 times higher. But then for me, I always like to stay broke to keep my drive high.
You don't need too comfortable.
Exactly. And the minute I started making more than I needed for my personal self, I started investing that money in multiple different other investment opportunities, businesses, and everything else. And that's how it has compounded to what it is today. That's why we are what we are today, not just...
It's 39 years, my friend. 3 years. That's incredible. You're an optimist, yes? Yes. People talk about the Dubai bubble being bursting soon, but any day you'll burst, but you don't believe that.
No, I don't believe that, and I believe in the 2040 vision of the UAE, and we have numbers to prove everything in this country. you can see the real estate transactions on the rare side. And the people that are moving into this country is quite evident. There are 250,000 people moving into the UAE every year. When it comes to the handover of the properties are 30% of what exactly is required to cater to the entire population.
There's a shortage.
Yes, there is a large shortage. So I do not believe in a bubble economy for this country because there is real substance here. Personally, for me, I come from India. The lifestyle that I have back home compared to what I have here, I cannot imagine this anywhere else in the world. We've been to many places, but I wouldn't want to live anywhere else than in the UAE. So if this is what it is, it resonates the same with most people coming from various parts of the world. It's not easy to achieve what this country has achieved even in probably 10, 50 years.
It's miracle.
Yes. And if there is a dip in the market, I would say that's a good opportunity to buy for a further growth. And this country is headed towards growth.
So when your 10x is a big ass, where do you see that growth coming in your business?
Well, that could be more to do with the expansion of the team and the expansion of the different verticals that we have.
So at the moment, you have a lot of demand.
Yes.
And your job is to satisfy them, right? And that's about it. Where's your biggest demand at the moment? Like, you have a real estate agency.
Oh, no. I had a consultancy firm, but real estate is...
No, just is that part of your 6 companies, though?
No, it's not. It's not something that I do as a company, but because most of my clients, what happens is first they establish a company, they save and grow their income by saving taxes. Then they have a lot of money to invest. So they need to know where to invest, and real estate has been the great part in the UAE to invest. I could tell you a story of a client of mine. We helped him buy a property in Dubai Marina. This was in 2022. He bought it at 4.2 million. And after that, I personally managed this property on Airbnb. Every month, we were getting an income of 50,000 dirhams for a year. So that he made 600,000 dirhams in a year. And he had only invested 20% to buy that property, which means he's made almost 80% of
This is the money.
for a down payment already. 2 years later, like last year, we revalued that property at 6.2 million. And we got a mortgage put in and we bought him another property at probably 10% of investment right now. He controls 10 million dirhams worth of properties and with a great ROI and all tax free.
The Airbnb side you still do, or was it just personally for him?
Well, it's just personally for how.
That's amazing. And guiding people with their investments, this is what you do.
Yes, this is what I love doing for myself, and anybody that comes in contact with me who's looking to grow themselves, I would always put on the thinking cap and try to earn them as much as I can.
What do you think is a starting amount? Somebody was listening to us now thinking, I only have 100,000, I only have this. Is there a minimum amount that you would say you could help people with?
Well, in the UAE, you have options. You can start with 50,000 dirhams. Honestly, and I have personally those investments which have started at 50,000 dirhams initially when I started as a business as an entrepreneur, and now I'm doubling down on those investments because I've seen the return on investments are high, as well as 300% over 3 years. So
you're looking at 100% a year.
yes, it's doable. It is achievable. See, in this country,
Outside to your job, because one of my biggest challenges that people say is, if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
yes,
But then it's hard to imagine that those numbers are achievable in Dubai.
it is. It is. Every place you walk in this country, there is an opportunity in the air. And that's what I do because I keep our eyes and ears open. You don't need to be speaking to the biggest of the financial advisors in this country to really make money. You could speak to your taxi driver and have a business idea. And, I do a lot of voting and I speak to my captain and I have a business idea. And it's verifiable. If you do a little bit of research in the market, you just do the light work, you see that there is an opportunity everywhere. And that's what I love about this country. Money is in the air.
You personally invest now in companies, startups?
Yes. I do.
I don't do startups anymore. It's too much headache. They go to the teething issues. So I invest in existing businesses. How do you feel about that? The captain of the boat comes to you. I have an idea. So no, and you go, let's sit down and you probably.
Yes. I love startups because that's what my specialty is growing startup companies, as we've built multiple of them. And I like to be personally involved when growing a business. And that's when I see I can add value to something and it can have the real economic sense, I definitely get into it.
So you don't stop.
No.
And do you advertise yourself as an investor? People come, they just got to you. The universe brings to you.
Yes.
And from what range to what range would you personally look at investing? Minimum to maximum? There's no minimum, I guess.
Yes. Well, anywhere up to 10 million dirhams.
And you take a percentage of the business you invest in?
I would rather be a partner in it and grow the business with the skill set that I have. Because see, as a startup, money is one part of it. But what it requires as a startup is certain different parameters. Because, for example, the cargo business that we started. My aunt is a great salesman. She knows what she's selling. She's been in the industry for 25 years. But it's lacking a lot of other things, the regulations that you need to comply with, the financial sense that it requires in how to manage your working capital and how to grow the business, what culture needs to be added. And all of those things are something that we specialize in. So that is what we bring together, not just the money, but a complete ecosystem for growth.
Do you have a fear of money?
No.
I'm surprised because you didn't have any when you were young. What is that? Is it the wife? So is she the motivation behind you having to earn money, or you've always been?
It's a go back. I think it's more about the programming that I do every morning by meditating 10-15 minutes every day. So I program myself to not fear money. So that's
Somewhere along the way there was.
initially when I started out, yes. Initially, I mean, even before leaving my job, I needed to make sure I had a capital for 6 months to a year to sustain if something were to go wrong. But today, with the way the world is, the things that I have learned, I know even if something has to go wrong, it's not difficult to start back again.
I feel it. I'm feeling your energy. Just going back for this a bit, you came here. How long before your wife joined you?
I was 3 months. I came here in November and she was here in January.
And did she work straight to another bank?
No. She started working for a car rental company as soon as she came in. But then eventually, again, she got a banking job and
then joined your business.
yes,
Is it important to have a spouse that supports you?
very important. Without that, I don't think you can achieve anything. She has supported me to everything that I did. In fact, even leaving the job, she was the one to encourage me because I was skeptical about it. Although we've done a lot together, but before I could start it, being a complete entrepreneur, she was the one who told me like, look, we figured it out. And she and I are the ones who built the business together because I could only sell, but she knew how to get the job done.
You're 50.
Yes.
That's really cool.
She's still the one who's taking care of the formations of the company or the visa processes that are required to be taken care of and the connection within the free zones. It's all her because she had the experience of it. And for me, it was more about speaking to people and giving them the right guidance on, for example, what is the right free zone once you establish your business, or what is the right tax strategy for the UAE company, and so on. So I believe my expertise lies in the right structure, but in how to execute the plan is something that she's been at. And we started working from home when we started out. I would sell in one corner and she would do the rest of the work.
Has your lifestyle changed through the last 3 years?
It has.
The cars you drive, home you live.
Yes, it has completely.
You know in my heart and soul that you will achieve all your goals. And, I'm absolutely proud of you. Really, really am. And I think we've got to have another conversation in a couple of years.
For sure.
If I'm around, I'm going to get you back here with your wife
Yes.
and then monitor and plot your growth. And I have no doubt that you're going to be super successful, even more successful. You're an incredible young man. They really are. So if there was anything that you could, 3 things you could advise my listeners to be successful at a young age, what would they be?
I would say first is the right mindset. You need to have the growth mindset to move forward in life and achieve all of your dreams. You need to believe it in your heart that you will achieve it. And only then you get away of the limiting beliefs that you have in mind. So I think that is the first thing that you need to have. And second is structure. Everything needs to be structured in a way that aligns with your goal of what you want to achieve. And once you do that, you are on the right path to success.
That's two.
Yes. And third, I would say is gratitude. Is you need to have gratitude for people that have done things for you that probably you were in a bad place, and today you could be in a better place to give back. So you need to have gratitude for people that done good to you and give it back when you have.
So you're a loyal person. Yes, that's brief. If I could help you meet someone through me and personally my contacts, who would that be?
Do you know Daniel Priestley?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Daniel Priestley. Yes. No, I'm talking to Daniel online. So you like to meet him?
Yes. I mean, my book was partly inspired by his book as well. And Wayne business coach, he's also a friend of Daniel Priestley, and he told me to listen to this book. Once I heard that book, that's when I started the journey of my work as well. So yes, Daniel Priestley.
Working down. I'll make sure it happens. Okay, I'll make sure I'll do some business with him, and then I'll invite you to it. I'll come. You my word on that. And what about your book? Where can we read your book? Where can we buy your book?
It's online on Amazon.
In name again?
It's Dubai Dreams and Tax-Free Schemes. How a digital nomad can build and protect his wealth in the UAE.
Are they coming Amazon worldwide or Amazon?
Amazon worldwide.
Worldwide. Beautiful. Let's do something for the next summit together. Sure. Okay. And it's going to be January 2026.
Okay.
But we're going to do it more intimate, more 500-600 people.
Okay.
And then probably December or November 2026, Coca-Cola Arena.
Oh, wow.
We got to go big.
It's been an honor, my friend.
It's been my honor to be with you today.
I salute you.
Thank you.
Let's watch Stallone's career and path to success, and see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're amazing.